We are back, and we're going to talk about some football.
Yes, sir. Happy Turkey Day to all you guys.
Yes, happy Turkey Day to all of you guys. Thanksgiving football was pretty good this year.
I would say so. I think it's been more competitive than it has been in the past. Like I remember past Thanksgivings, and Detroit was terrible. Dallas wasn't that great. You know what I mean?
Who would have thought the Chicago Bears would have a chance against this Lions defense, which destroyed them in the first half.
Yep.
Them coming back, and I don't even know what happened the last 45 seconds.
Yeah.
But apparently the head coach got fired because of because they were running out of time, but they had a timeout, which doesn't make any sense. The time management of that was really bizarre.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate the guy lost his job.
Yeah.
But I thought the Giant well, I guess the Cowboys were pretty much they pretty much took control of the game.
They did, yeah. Especially towards the end and stuff in the fourth quarter. They've been hit with a lot of injuries too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cooper Rush starting and everything like that. But they held on and they won the game like they were supposed to, and that was they kind of let the Giants back in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're a team that's not kind of poised for playoffs right now or anything like that. Not real much expectations. A lot of the star players are injured, so kind of good for them that they got the win with their depth.
And I guess the last game was probably the game that was not as competitive with the Dolphins
and the Packers.
The Packers,
Yep.
Towards the end there was kind of a chance, but they were down 2 scores, so it wasn't it wasn't the Miami that we've all expected.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the theme of the year for me. As a Jets fan, right? The expectations of us making the playoffs, even the presence of acquiring Devontae Adams, having one of the elite cornerbacks in Sauce Gardner, having probably one of the top 5 running backs, Breece Hall, and now you see the roster on paper, and then you see how they're performing on the field. It's just it's torture a little bit. You know what I mean? It's how is it possible that we've had all these expectations and now they're just performing not at it's just mind-boggling. You know what I mean?
It is. It's just disappointing. You know what I mean? That's what comes with all the expectation. You know what I mean? Especially if you can't live up to it.
Yeah.
And especially if you don't really have a good reason to explain why, if things have gone south. You know what I mean?
And I don't want this to be a rant, because I've been a Jets fan my whole life, right? Since the Mark Sanchez era all the way to the Vinny Testaverde era. So I've pretty much seen everything, but I've never was hyped up this year, and it's been a big disappointment. I'm okay with it. Everything, just like in life, you have to move on.
Exactly.
But it's just it's how do we move on from this, right? We have probably one of the best quarterbacks of maybe top 5 quarterbacks of all time in Aaron Rodgers, right? They have to go one more year, right? Or now this is 2 years straight where Aaron Rodgers is in a position where he's failed. Well, I wouldn't say he's failed, right? For the first one, he tore his Achilles. This year has been a big disappointment.
Yep.
But he has 1 year left in his contract. I can see him maybe not trying to play football. I think that there was an article that talked about how Aaron Rodgers still wanted to play next year, but just not for the Jets. But they acquired Devontae Adams. It
doesn't make sense. Where is he going to go and have a different and have a roster like he has now?
Yeah, well,
and succeed. You know what I mean? Well, there's a lot of things to point out. I think for one thing, Woody Johnson's a huge problem. I don't think he should have fired Saleh.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It feels like a mistake now.
Yeah.
Now that when you kind of go back on it, let's be real. There was a lot of coaching decisions that Robert Saleh did that were kind of shaky. and I think he was a player's coach. And when they needed criticism, I think that was one of the main reasons why Woody Johnson was pretty adamant about his decision with just letting him go and letting it ride the season out with the interim head coach.
Yeah.
But what a colossal failure, dude.
I know.
None of these players are being accounted for. Like, this was supposed to be one of the best defenses in the game.
Yeah.
Our secondary is pretty good, but the way that they're letting the people run the ball against them, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
But don't want it to be a sour video, right?
No.
But you can like going to the opposite side with the Giants. They we kind of had an idea of it being a rebuilding, but they have good players with
they started rebuilding in the middle of the season. You know what I mean?
That is true. But I like the new tight end.
Who, Bellinger?
No, not Bellinger. I think Bellinger got injured, so they have this new guy.
Okay.
I forgot his name, but he had a good game yesterday.
Okay.
But they got Wyatt. They got Slayton.
Yeah.
They got
Theo Johnson.
Theo Johnson. Yeah. They got Neighbors. They got some players. I do like the emergence of Tracy. I think that's probably one of the big pluses of this season for the Giants.
It's been really huge.
But what a disappointment with Daniel Jones.
I know.
I said it from the beginning. I didn't want to be the bitter about it, but I didn't think he was the future of the Giants.
Right.
But now that you guys already know about that, it's good that they're letting him kind of go.
Yeah.
That being said, unfortunately for both the Jets and the Giants, I've heard that this year's quarterbacks aren't the best. I think the number one is probably going to be Deion Sanders' son from Colorado.
Yep.
I think he's going to go one, but after him, there's like a dip in expectation, like ratings with the quarterback. So should the Jets get a quarterback? Or should the Giants get a quarterback?
I mean,
or what did the Jets get? It's so confusing because in the beginning of the season, it was like their main thing was offensive line.
Yeah.
What did? They got one of the best Hall of Famer, right? Mm-hmm. They solidified the offensive line, but now there's all these different issues.
Yeah.
And then in regarding to the Giants, I think the Giants have a great defense. Right?
Yeah.
I think we've heard that, but the two players that they left was Barkley, which is probably having one of the best offensive seasons in
very long time, especially for a running back.
And then
McKinney, for Green Bay, and he's been like a turnover machine. All he does is pick off make interceptions. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's absolutely like incredible.
Yeah, so it's like it's like two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I mean? Like, it's
and it's hard because like you pay a guy like Drew Lock like $9 million or something like that to be a backup, or $5 million or something like that, something between there, and like you don't play him because like I don't know, you think that he gives you the best chance to win, so you start Tommy DeVito instead just to lose. It's just a bad look, you know what I mean? That's just like, it's not. They don't look good right now. None of the front office looks good right now. Nobody looks competent. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just a mess, and it's just disappointing. I really don't know what their direction is, like in the off season, but they need to, acquire more than they let go. You know what I mean? Because right now where they're at, they need help. All the help they could get.
I totally agree. So this is our recap of the season so far. Obviously, it's not what we were expecting and hoping for, but that's the beauty of sports, right?
Yeah. But there has been some great football that I've been watching, man. Like, the Steelers. Like, who would have thought that they'd be 8-3? I thought that they were going to be like so irrelevant at this point in the season.
Even like the Detroit Lions, and even like our boy Mayfield, dude. He just like. The whole team is getting injured, but he's still playing. He's still trying to make it.
Yep.
There's a lot of good teams, a lot of great football.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
A lot to look forward to with football, and obviously Kansas City. They always find ways to win.
Yeah, they clinched a playoff spot, I think.
Yeah.
Today. And then the Giants got eliminated yesterday from playoffs, so.
Okay, well, that's going to be the Jets this week, so.
We'll see.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Keep
We
you guys
appreciate it. And just let us know if you guys want to talk, want us to speak about a specific topic or anything. I know that we both do DraftKings and fantasy.
Oh yeah,
we can talk about that. I've been killing it a little bit.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, well, not like multi-million-dollars or anything.
Yeah,
a couple.
Hey, a win's a win's a win.
A win's a win, dude.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys listening and like and subscribe.
Yep.
Brian and Ryan talking sports, baby.
Thank you guys.